In November 2014, a YouTuber and adventurer named Kenny Veach went missing after finding a strange cave out in the Mojave Desert. That's crazy. Stick around to hear this mysterious story.
That's crazy.
Kenny Veach was an avid hiker who disappeared somewhere in the deserts of Nevada while reportedly searching for a mysterious M cave that he professed to have found on a previous hike. Kenny commented on a YouTube vlog claiming to have originally found this cave around Nellis Air Force Base in southern Nevada. He said that the entrance to the cave was oddly shaped and claimed that the closer he got to the entrance of the cave, the more he felt his entire body vibrate. Many have speculated that Kenny may have stumbled across a portal which seemed to have supernatural properties. Others have suggested he was silenced because he ran across something he was never meant to find. Perhaps there were more personal reasons behind his disappearance. It's been years now since he vanished, and the internet is full of ideas and theories about his departure. But let's start with what we know. The Mojave Desert is the hottest and driest place in North America. It is enormous, at nearly 48,000 square miles, and boasts picturesque vistas and barren wastelands, high mountains and deep valleys, sprawling communities like Las Vegas and San Bernardino against a backdrop of vast expanses of sand-covered ghost towns. The desert mountains, trails, and network of caves and abandoned mines attract adventurers from all over the world, although traversing this rugged terrain isn't recommended for the inexperienced. Many who have gone trekking across the Mojave never returned, and Kenny Veach was one such adventurer. He was an avid and highly experienced 47-year-old hiker who had a passion for the outdoors. He had spent many years exploring the Mojave and Great Basin deserts of the American Southwest, sometimes taking his girlfriend or others along with him, but more often than not, making his trips solo. On the 10th of November, 2014, he packed his bag for what he said would be an overnight trip, kissed his girlfriend goodbye, and set out for the southern Mojave Desert on what is believed to be his last ever hike. He has not been seen since. And if not for some very intriguing comments made by Kenny and other users on YouTube in the months prior to his disappearance, this case would likely have passed us by, with barely a mention anywhere outside of his local community. Kenny had been an active user on YouTube. He wasn't so much a content creator as he was a prolific commenter in hiking and adventure vlogs. In June of 2014, he left a comment on a video entitled "Son of an Area 51 Technician," wherein he described how he had stumbled upon this strange M cave while hiking in the Nevada desert. Overwhelmed with fear, he abandoned the cave altogether, despite the fact that as an adventurer, he usually made a habit of exploring every cave he discovered. But something about this cave just proved to be too much. His comment would spark a 4-month-long online conversation between Kenny and other users who challenged him to embark upon a second hike to the same area in order to relocate this strange cave. They asked him to take his video camera with him to document his findings and upload the video to YouTube when he got back. In October, he set out to the same general area he remembered visiting previously and made a vlog of his experiences. He was, apparently, unable to locate the same cave on this expedition, but he posted his vlog anyway pursuant to multiple online requests. Undeterred by his perceived failure to document the M cave's existence and location, he again publicly stated his intentions of returning to the area once more, fully determined to find it again his next time out. There was one comment in the mix of the subsequent online banter which stood out from the rest. It was a rather ominous warning left by user LemmyKillMister, which said, "Do not go back there. If you find that cave entrance, do not go in. If you do, you won't get out." Kenny responded to this comment, asking, "What makes you say that?" but never received a reply, nor has anything been heard from this user since. Veach left for his third tour of the area on Monday, November 10th. By November 14th, when Kenny still had not returned, his girlfriend filed a missing persons report. After a full week went by with no sign of Kenny, authorities began to search the region. Large search parties were formed, and a helicopter was even deployed to help with the search effort. All they found was his mobile phone resting on the ground outside an entrance to an abandoned mine. This discovery led many to believe that he had probably fallen into the deep mine shaft, but when cameras were sent down to investigate, there were no signs that the pit had been disturbed in any meaningful or significant way. There was surprisingly little additional evidence to suggest Kenny had been anywhere near the area at all. A month after Kenny's original departure, his girlfriend let the online community know that he had not returned from his trip and was listed as a missing person. Enthusiastic YouTube vloggers have since investigated further, and this, at least in part, has turned the then 47-year-old adventurer into something of an internet sensation. Numerous theories have been floated around, suggesting a myriad of different things happened to Kenny. Some people believe he died of natural causes. Although Kenny was an experienced hiker, it has been pointed out that he took monumental risks in refusing to take basic navigational aids along with him on his hikes. Kenny was known to have something of a cavalier attitude towards hiking, saying that maps and compasses were for amateurs. Many speculate that Kenny either became disoriented or lost his way, or that he ran out of supplies and collapsed from a combination of exhaustion and dehydration, succumbing to the elements. However, either scenario is unlikely, as Kenny was hiking in a very specific area, and either scenario would likely have resulted in additional evidence being found. Other theories suggest that he may have been bitten by a rattlesnake or attacked by a mountain lion, but neither is likely, as Kenny had taken his gun on previous hikes to this location and, presumably, took it with him again on this fateful one. And signs of such an attack would have been obvious to the professional rescue teams that scoured the area. Nothing to indicate animal predation was ever found remotely close to the mine where his phone was discovered. A less popular explanation is that Kenny faked his own death. He quit his job of 17 years to start a new business late in 2013, but that business was not doing as well as he had hoped. And in one of his videos, he mentioned selling his home because he was running out of operating capital. Although there is no evidence to suggest that he was heavily indebted to any particular individual or organization, some believe he staged his disappearance in order to avoid paying his debts. However, there are many obvious problems with this theory. There are some who postulate that he may have witnessed something he shouldn't have, like a drug deal or even a classified military exercise, and that he was silenced then and there. Once again, there were no signs whatsoever to indicate that something like this had taken place. Proponents of this theory point out that Kenny was actually very close to highly guarded and extremely secretive military bases, and that those who may have silenced him had a full week to cover their tracks before authorities and rescue crews even began looking for him. Some of the more fringe theories suggest the involvement of extraterrestrials. Of course, Nevada is no stranger to UFOs and odd goings-on. Charles James Hall wrote a book about his experiences working out in the Nevada desert, where he says he interacted with an alien race known as the Tall Whites. In his book, he describes how the Tall Whites had supposedly entered into an agreement with the U.S. government, whereby they were given secret underground bases in and around the Mojave. Could the M-shaped cave have been the entrance to one of their bases? And could Kenny have been killed or abducted, stumbling upon something he was never supposed to find? The fact of the matter is, we may never know. In any case, Kenny's girlfriend left a heartbreaking comment on his channel in 2016, which suggested an unexpected alternative possibility. She says that she believes Kenny took his own life, that she had noted a significant change for the worse in his depression, as he was essentially living off of his saved retirement money. He left his video camera behind on this fateful trip, which begs the question whether he had any desire to find the M-shaped cave or not. Did he have more pressing things on his mind? By all accounts, Kenny Veach was a lovable and generous man with a huge heart. Our thoughts are with those who knew and loved him, and we will continue to pray for his safe return, or for closure for those who knew him best. Please tell us your thoughts in the comments section. Also, please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well to ensure you never miss out on all the great content coming your way. Till next time, I'm Rick James, asking you to keep it crazy.